A little taste of winter is on the way for tonight. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for clicking on to my weather extra. I don't anticipate a huge snowstorm or anything like that, but many towns will get their first light accumulations of the season tonight. The winds will start to pick up as well. I don't anticipate the winds that we had last week, of course. Winds tonight will gust probably around 35 to as much as 45 miles per hour. I'm getting ready for the 5 o'clock newscast. I'll have many more updates on Live at 5, 5:30, and News 13 at 6. But for right now, let's see what's happening on the Doppler HD. Notice there's some rain offshore, some snow developing over southern New Hampshire. The precipitation is encountering some very dry air here in northern New England. Eventually, the atmosphere will saturate, and we will see some of this reach the ground probably around 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. We'll start to see some of the snow move into southern and central Maine. Wider view of tonight's satellite radar composite shows our storm. This is your classic early November nor'easter. Areas to our south are going to be hit hardest with this storm system. They just can't catch a break down through Rhode Island, Connecticut, Long Island, New York. Look at New Jersey. It's snowing like heck down there. You get that counterclockwise rotation around low pressure that brings in a stiff north to northeasterly wind here in northern New England. That's why we call it a nor'easter, and that's exactly what's going to occur tonight. So the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for areas shaded in blue from 6 o'clock this evening until 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Wind advisory has been issued for coastal towns only. Again, I don't anticipate extreme winds, nothing like we had last week, but the winds could gust 45 miles per hour. That could lead to some scatter power outages. But again, I think some slippery travel will probably lead headlines here, being the first snowflakes of the season for many towns. Winds are starting to pick up. We're seeing gusts to about 22 miles per hour. That will continue to pick up through the evening hours. Storm Tracker trying to nail down the timing here. Eventually, we're going to see some of the snowfall hit the ground. Notice the temperature setup. We're running in the mid-30s. We're going to see what we call evaporational cooling take place. So if you see a few raindrops early on, a lot of those raindrops just evaporate as they fall down through the atmosphere, and that's sort of a cooling process. So we will see that take place, and temps should fall to around the freezing mark, and we'll be right around the freezing mark for a good chunk of the night. 10:30 tonight, notice we're seeing some light snow indicated by the blue. Areas like Rockland, you're seeing a rise above freezing, some mixture with some rain there and some sleet probably as well down through Portsmouth. I think just inland by a few miles, 15, 20 miles, that will probably be the jackpot out of this storm. And even then, we're only talking about 1 to 3 inches of snow out of this one. 1:30 in the morning, we're seeing that transition over to sleet and some rain even here in Portland. There's that sharp cutoff between snow, sleet, and rain over inland areas. Temps are still in the lower 30s. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, most towns should be above the freezing mark, and most towns should be looking at plain old rain. Some snow continuing, heading back through the hills and mountains, and just on and off light rain and drizzle throughout the day tomorrow. High temps will struggle to get much above 40 degrees. In fact, upper 30s to near 40. It's going to stay breezy as well. Let's take a look at snowfall totals out of this one. This is run off of a computer model here we run in-house. Notice Snow Tracker is indicating areas that were hit hardest by Sandy are going to get the most snow out of this one. Some towns here looking at about a half a foot of snow. As we scan off to the north, heading back through the Berkshires, a few spots near 2, 3 inches of snow. Even here in southern Maine, a few spots near 2 and 3 inches of snow. So in that little swath of darker blue, probably about 1 to 3, closer to the coastline, a coating to as much as 2 inches of snow. Back through the mountains, lighter amounts as well. If anything, forecast models have been shifting just a little further east today. So areas in the mountains probably won't get as much as I was anticipating last night. So my forecast map for tonight calls for a coating to 2 inches right along the coastline, 1 to 3 inches as you head inland here, a wide swath of that, and back through the mountains, a coating to 2 inches. Again, not a huge snowstorm, but again, it's the first snow of the season, so take it slow out there. There could be a few slick spots late tonight and early tomorrow. That's the way things look. I'll have an update on Live at 5, 5:30, and News 13 at 6. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.